You pick up your phone to check one thing. A text. The time. The weather. And then, somehow, 20 minutes are gone. You don't remember deciding to scroll. You don't remember choosing any of it. You just came to thumb still moving, with no memory of the last 15 swipes. If that sounds familiar, here is the part nobody told you. That is not a personal failing. That is not a lack of willpower. That is the product working exactly as designed. Some of the most brilliant engineers of our generation, people who could have cured diseases or built cities, were paid enormous sums of money to answer one question. How do we keep you looking at this screen for as long as humanly possible? And they succeeded. The average American now spends more than 4.5 hours a day on their phone. Not their computer. Not their television. Their phone. And they did not choose that. It was chosen for them. Let us put a number on it. The average American spends over 4.5 hours every single day on their smartphone. For Gen Z, it is closer to 6.5 hours on the phone alone. Add in every other screen, and the average American is staring at a glowing rectangle for around 7 hours a day. 7 hours. That is more time than most people spend sleeping. More than a third of American teenagers say they use social media, quote, almost constantly. 8th and 10th graders average 3.5 hours a day on social apps before they are even old enough to drive. And here is the part that should stop you. Smartphones have existed for less than 20 years. In less than 2 decades, a device went from not existing at all to consuming a third of your waking life. That is not adoption. That is capture. And here is the thing. The people who built it have admitted, on the record, exactly what they did. In 2017, Sean Parker, the founding president of Facebook, stood on a stage and confessed. He said the question they asked when building the platform was, quote, how do we consume as much of your time and conscious attention as possible? The answer, he explained, was to give you a little dopamine hit every once in a while. A like. A comment. A notification. Just enough to keep you coming back. And then he said the part that should stop you cold. Quote. The inventors, the creators, it's me, it's Mark Zuckerberg, it's Kevin Systrom on Instagram, it's all of these people. We understood this consciously. And we did it anyway. We understood this consciously, and we did it anyway. He even added, God only knows what it's doing to our children's brains. This is not a critic guessing from the outside. This is the man who built it, telling you it was deliberate. So how exactly do they do it? The answer is a technique borrowed directly from the most addictive machine ever invented. The slot machine. Tristan Harris, a former design ethicist at Google, explained it on national television in 2017. Every time you pull down to refresh your feed, he said, you are pulling the lever of a slot machine. Sometimes you get a reward. A new message. A like. Something exciting. And sometimes you get nothing. And it is precisely that unpredictability that makes it addictive. Psychologists call it intermittent variable reward. It is the single most powerful behavioral hook ever discovered, and it is the reason casinos make billions. Your phone uses the exact same mechanism. The pull to refresh gesture is the lever. The notification is the bell. The little red badge with a number on it is red for a reason. Red triggers urgency in the human brain, and they tested that. None of this is decoration. Every pixel was measured and optimized to override your self-control. You are not weak. You are up against a machine built by behavioral scientists to beat you. Consider one feature you use every single day without ever thinking about it. The infinite scroll. The feed that never ends. There is no bottom. There is no natural stopping point where the page says, you're done. That was a deliberate choice. The man who invented the infinite scroll, an engineer named Asa Raskin, built it back in 2006. He has since said he deeply regrets it. In testimony, he estimated that the infinite scroll wastes the equivalent of more than 200,000 human lifetimes. Every single day. Sit with that. Every day, the collective time humanity loses to a feature one man built adds up to lifetimes, by the hundreds of thousands. In Raskin's own words, optimizing something for ease of use does not mean it is best for the user, or for humanity. He removed the one thing that used to make you stop, the bottom of the page, and in doing so he removed your natural exit. The design does not want you to leave. So it quietly deleted the door. And like every system we cover on this channel, it does not hit everyone equally. It hits the youngest and most vulnerable the hardest. In 2021, a Facebook whistleblower named Frances Haugen walked out the door with tens of thousands of internal documents, and what they revealed was damning. Facebook's own researchers had studied the effect of Instagram on teenage girls. In an internal slide from March 2020, the company wrote, quote, 32% of teen girls said that when they felt bad about their bodies, Instagram made them feel worse. Their own research. Their own words. The document showed that among British teen girls who had suicidal thoughts, more than 13% traced the start of those thoughts to Instagram. 17% said the app worsened an eating disorder. And Facebook knew. They studied it, they documented it, and they kept the research buried while publicly insisting the platform was safe. Then in 2023, the Surgeon General of the United States issued a formal advisory. Teenagers who spend more than 3 hours a day on social media face double the risk of depression and anxiety. Double. And the average teen is already well past 3 hours. Now the obvious question. Why? Why would anyone build a machine designed to override your willpower and harm your kids? The answer is the simplest one there is. Money. You have probably heard the phrase, if the product is free, you are the product. On these platforms, that is not a metaphor. It is literally true. You do not pay for Instagram, or TikTok, or YouTube, or Facebook with money. You pay with your attention. And they sell that attention to advertisers. Here is the brutal logic. The longer they hold your attention, the more ads they can show you, and the more money they make. Your time is not a side effect of their business. Your time is their business. Every additional minute you spend scrolling is revenue. Every notification that yanks you back is revenue. This is why they hired neuroscientists and behavioral psychologists. Not to make the app better for you. To make it harder for you to put down. The incentive is not aligned with your well-being. It is aimed directly against it. The worse it is for your attention, your sleep, and your mental health, the better it is for their bottom line. So let us lay out the receipts. Sean Parker, founding president of Facebook, on the record. They set out to exploit a vulnerability in human psychology, and they did it anyway. Tristan Harris, former Google design ethicist. Your apps run on the same intermittent variable reward mechanism as a slot machine. Ozzy Raskin, the inventor of the infinite scroll. He regrets it, and estimates it burns more than 200,000 human lifetimes a day. Frances Haugen and Facebook's own internal documents. The company knew Instagram made nearly 1 in 3 teen girls feel worse about their bodies, and they buried it. The Surgeon General of the United States. More than 3 hours a day doubles a teenager's risk of depression. None of this is speculation. None of it is a conspiracy theory. It is confessions, internal documents, and a federal health advisory. The most powerful companies on earth built a machine to capture your attention. They admitted they did it on purpose. They measured the damage. And they kept going. Because your attention is worth more to them than your well-being. You were never the customer. You were always the product. And the receipts have been sitting in plain sight the entire time.